Loading.
For the first installment of Video Game Baseball on the PlayStation 1, I'm here to review Bases Loaded 96 Doubleheader. Of course, Jalico makes this one, and this was the first baseball game to grace the PlayStation console. My research indicates that it was December 1995 when Bases Loaded 96 hit store shelves. The 95 World Series had seen the Atlanta Braves beat the Cleveland Indians in 6 games and capture their first World Series since being in Atlanta. The Bases Loaded series was what I grew up on. The first game on the NES was great, and I wore that cartridge out. I can still hear that song in my head that played the entire game. I only played the first 2 games, but Jalico went on to make 7 games across 3 systems. This game here is the last installment of the series. I did not play this game as a kid, and this was the first time experiencing it. Based on the intro video and the packaging, it looks to promise 3-dimensional polygon graphics. The screenshots on the back of the box are great and give you a glimpse of 3D stadiums. The game does have an MLB player's license, so all the players are there with black and white photos. The box says huge photos of MLB PA licensed players. It also is supported by Stats, which were the premier stat tracking company of the day. You can peruse the rosters of your favorite team and see all the stats for a particular player and their black and white photo. The game does offer various modes of play: exhibition, season, and championship mode. You can play an entire season of 162 games or variations on a shorter season. Of course, all your stats will be tracked throughout the season, so you can follow your favorite player and see how he stacks up that year. If you want to customize team rosters, you can do that and trade players back and forth. The game does not have team licenses, so you will just get generic city logos for each team to choose. This was typical back in the day and doesn't really take away from the game. The graphics are interesting in that they tried to recreate a polygonal look for the players, but they are still sprite-based. There is a pitcher-batter screen. When you're pitching, the perspective is from behind the pitcher, and when you are at bat, the perspective is reversed. It's kind of an old way to do it and reminds me of the RBI days on the NES. Once the ball is hit, it switches to an overhead shot that would be normal for baseball games on the 16-bit era. However, it does incorporate a kind of 3D perspective scaling when the ball is hit into the infield. Everything runs smooth and looks fine, but if I had spent my well-earned dollars on this game back in 1996, I think I would have been disappointed. When a player has to make a quick catch, it does insert an FMV. This is kind of cool touch, but not mind-blowing. Reminds me of the Tecmo Bowl games. This is really a 16-bit game with a fancy pitcher-batter interface thrown in. I thought it was interesting for a game that had a bunch of stats that they don't show them in the pitcher-batter screen. However, it does show the player's previous at-bats the further you get into the game. The sounds of the crowd are fine, but the organ never stops. It plays every time a player comes up to bat. It's fine at first, but after a 9-inning game, it gets old fast. There is no announcer, just a guy calling the balls and strikes and outs. The other sound effects are decent if you like a pitcher to sound like he's cracking a whip every time. Interesting enough, under the options screen, you can select to just listen to the piano and not the organ. It's still no good. The game comes with 7 ballparks with 1 bonus park. These are also not licensed, so they are called by their city names. They look good on the selection screen in their dimensional spinning, and they pick the right ones to copy. Fenway's here with both Chicago stadiums, Dodger Stadium, my favorite, St. Louis, Atlanta, and Toronto. The bonus stadium is called Jalico. Overall, this game is a good first try, but before 1996 would come to a close, 5 more baseball games would hit the PlayStation, and all of them would be better than this one. The home run animation is pretty cool, though.